Yo, what's going on, YouTube? King checking in right here. Yeah, this is video number 2. I'm not gonna count each video out when I do it. I just know because this is the introductory phase, or what have you. Oh, I messed my words up. You know what I mean? Just doing this briefly, but just completed a Landstar orientation out here in Texas. For those who don't know Landstar, who planning to come to Landstar, do a few things real quick. One, they got, I believe, 4 or 5 orientation centers, not terminals, as they put it, orientation centers. So they have Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, which is what I meant. They got like Georgia, they got Jacksonville, Florida, Indiana, Illinois, or Rockford, Illinois. They have one more place, I believe. Cannot think about it right now. But anywho, you can go to any of them orientation centers, complete your orientation. So with that being said, once you get there, you got the option to drive your own tractor, or you can get a bus ticket or plane ticket, whatever. I mean, it depends on whether you're being an owner operator, or of course if you're like a fleet owner and you got to go to the orientation center, or if you're just an operator. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just an operator starting out. My first video, I don't know if it cleared it well or not, but I used to be an owner-operator. I went through the whole process, going to Freightliner, putting $3,000 down on a $60,000 Cascadia, getting the truck, ran it for almost 3 years at 2 different companies, one being Dart Transit, and the other one being more of a personal brother-in-law type deal. He had his own business, and I leased on him. It started out great, and then it started slowly declining maybe after the first year being there, up until the point I lost my truck with the maintenance and, his company and pay and so on. I'm not going to get all into that right now. I mean, if y'all want to hear about it, I could do another video about it. It'd be more in depth. I think the first video was more brief, so, which, me losing my truck, being a company driver for him, and just being completely burnt out. Like, you ever had that burnt out feeling where you work at a company? I don't care if it's trucking. It don't even have to be trucking. Like, you ever work at a company where you just, when Monday come around, Friday you fast to get off. Your weekend feels short. Sunday night come around, you don't even want to go to sleep because you got to wake up and go to this piece of crap job situation. You got to do X, Y, and Z, the first hour or 2 into the day, and you don't feel like doing nothing, and you gotta go to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you gotta go through all the day. You just count everything down to the last task. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how that job was. I was burnt out weeks before I ended up quitting. What I was really waiting on was the Landstar process. So for people who want to apply for Landstar, there's a process. I mean, they might have YouTube videos on there for those who don't know, but I'm putting my experience. And remember, all my videos is my personal experience, and I experience much. I hope y'all stay tuned and subscribe and like and continue to follow my content. Moving forward, they start off with your work history. I mean, your application, of course, your work history, and they ask you to download some apps to use to stay in direct connect with the person that processes your application. They'll tell you what they need. Now check it. If you got all the bread and you got the bread, don't mean they're gonna give you the, I mean, not the bread, but if you got all the jelly and everything you need, don't mean they're gonna give you their toast. I kind of stole that line. That's why I had to think about it for a while, but that's pretty much what it is. So they're not gonna go skip steps at your convenience. You can have 80% of what they ask for, but if you don't give it to them in the order they ask for it, they're going to stay dormant at that step until it gets past that step. My problem was the verification work history. So like I said, the last guy I worked for, he was dragging his feet. I'm pretty sure when he got the call from Landstar about verifying my experience and realized that I'm going to be out the door soon, he just don't know when. He thought to himself, well, might as well try to get as many loads of money out of him I can. So he kind of stretched his leg for about 3 weeks. Because I was calling Landstar, like, he verify yet? Oh, no, we've been getting this voicemail. We've been calling him. He haven't called back. So eventually I called him and they said, oh, yeah, he said, gave him a number to his assistant. Like, he didn't even want to verify me himself. This is kind of stuff I'm talking about. So you're dragging your leg, you're waiting for me. I'm out the door, but you're pretty much slowing my process down and switching companies because you feel like you don't want me to leave, or you feel like I'm not going to do any better, or you don't want me to do better. I don't know. It's kind of that crab in the bucket effect. And I hate to say it, but that's just what it felt like. And I mean, I'm hearing from outside sources that converse with him on a weekly basis. When he brought me up, he told them that he didn't think I was going to do better anywhere else for whatever reason. Like, hold on, dude. Wait a second. Like, I've been in trucking for 10 years. Let y'all know something. And I've leased purchased a truck for over 2 years. Let you know something else. Before I went and got my own truck, tell you one more thing. And I had it for 3 years. Ignore my hand signal, all right? I had to think about how many fingers I was going to throw up. But anyways, so 3 years before I lost my truck. And why I lost my truck is, first off, the setup with the flatbed. I was doing flatbed for 3 years. The percentage he was taking was already deemed as greedy. He was taking 31% of what he was dispatching. Now, that is greedy, and I'm doing flatbed, and I got a tarp. There's no tarp pay. I got to pay for all my tabs, all my maintenance, of course. I mean, that's standard, my fuel and all that, whatnot. My tolls, you know what I'm saying? So, and I didn't have no control where I went. I mean, he found a load, booked it, and I did it. And when I started refusing some of his ridiculous loads, I think that's kind of where he got the notion to, kind of let his nuts hang a little bit, excuse my language, better lack thereof, and start giving me odding loads that was unnormal to me and cost me more money to run, and, had my truck running harder, had me running harder to the point where my truck inevitably broke down. And with all the money I spent in the region system alone, including replacing the one box, which is over a $10,000 job, I couldn't afford the last thing that took me out, which was the fuel injector tip breaking off in the engine and getting into the fuel line system, contaminating it, and then it is doing all kind of irreparable damage. I didn't even say it right, but did all kind of damage. So anywho, show a little scenery out here. I'm in Texas. I'm gonna take a quick breather. You know what I'm saying? Some guy down there by the grill. Very nice. There's a pool. I mean, Landstar does put you in a decent hotel. I'm on the north side for those who's Texas savvy or been to Dallas. But the orientation is 2 days. 1 day if you're not going to dispatch yourself. I'm dispatching myself. The guy that I'm driving for, he lets us dispatch ourselves. So that's pretty neat, nifty, whatever you want to call it. But like I said, back to this Landstar processing. So they verify your experience. They go through your license, your DOT physical, medical card, make sure you're hazmat certified. You got to do a defensive driving course. This is one of the things. It's a class you take on your own time on a laptop computer, not a cell phone. If you do it on a cell phone and you catch a phone call, it will restart the whole process. Don't try it. Don't try it. Do it on a laptop. Do not do it on your phone, because I hate for you to get 2, 3, and you don't care about it. You don't care if you get 30 minutes in. Because when you take the test, there's a test on each section going through the defensive driving course. And then at the end, you don't get the certificate for it until you finish all of them. Then you can either take a picture, print it out, whatever. You good, because you cannot come to orientation without that certificate, because if you do, they're going to ask you to the classroom. Now, that was one of the things, and it takes 4 hours to do that, mind you, 4. So, you got to do that. Work history, your driving record. One of the things about me that makes me so unique, and I don't know who can relate to this, At some point in time, my CDO was in the state of Washington. For those who don't know about the state of Washington is most motor carriers, and not all of them, when they try to do a background check and run and pull your MVR, they can't pull it from Washington without your consent because Washington got a privacy law. So I actually like this, but I hate it. It's a gift and a curse because when I was applying for trucking companies within the last 10 years, I wouldn't know they're interested in me, or I don't know where they were at until they tried to look at my MVR. When they tried to look at my MVR, that's how I knew what company was doing it and where they was at in the process, because they had to call me. I say, oh, where you at with the process? Oh, we just got to verify you. That's how I knew. Other than that, they'll just verify stuff, and if they want you, they'll call you. If they don't want you, they don't call you. But they had to call me every single time they ran my MVR. So that was my give. I like to know that because some people just don't like to communicate, especially recruiters, just depending on who you're dealing with. But I did that. When I did that, they wanted a 10-year complete record. I gave that to them. Good, we're moving forward. So they get down, and the messed up part is I had not even a ticket. It was a ticket that I got fought by the court. For people that ever get things fought in court and get it reduced or dismissed, it's still on your DAC or PSP. So you need to pull your own report. I don't know any trucker that pulls their own report just to look at it, because you might have things that shouldn't be on there or that was corrected and it's never officially done, however their system works. And you have to do it yourself, because some companies don't allow you to have 3 citations in the last 3 years, or 5 in the 5 years, or 2 accidents in the last 2 years, or whatever. But if you ever got things fixed or cleared out or whatever, you need to look at your DAC, you need to look at your PSP, you need to look at your MVR. You need to look at all 3 of them, because companies like Landstar will not see nothing on your MVR. It's clean as a whistle. But they saw that you had a ticket and on your DAC or your PSP. And you be like, they call you up and they say, well, we got to disqualify you because you didn't list it on your application. Wait a minute. I know I don't have it. That's why I didn't list it. But see, they's like, well, on your background or whatever, it's still there. So I'm like, wait a minute. So I had to go call the FMSCA myself, talk to somebody, do a whole walkthrough, get them to remove that ticket off, which they had no problem with. I went through a whole process through data queues. For anyone who knows data queues, like, I got it gone. You know what I'm saying? When I called Landstar back, okay, we can move forward, because before that, they disqualified me for not putting it on the application. And that's because I knew I didn't have it. So that's one thing. I'm not going to talk too much longer, but what I want to say is, once you do get qualified, they do confirm it with an email, ask you what center you want to go to. And then from there, like I say, you choose your transportation method. Me, I drove my personal vehicle. Once you get here, they put you in a decent hotel. They take care of you. I tell you, boy, Landstar take care of you. And I'm not just saying that for the notoriety. They take care of you. So you get here, check in. First orientation starts at either 7:30 or 8. You hear from 2 different people or more than 2. They do feed you a decent buffet. I was going to record some of it earlier. It's like, baked chicken. They got pulled pork. They got vegetables like corn, carrots, greens, salad, dinner rolls, hot dogs, hamburgers. I mean, the whole 9. So, you're going to eat if you eat meat. Me, personally, I'm vegan. So that's one reason I drove myself here. So, around lunchtime, it's from 12 to 1 with orientation between 8 and 5. So I drove and went and got me something else to eat, whether it's Smoothie King or something. So the first day is a lot of information, and they will give you a hazmat test. You'll take a 30 questionnaire hazmat test, and you cannot get more than 6 of them wrong. I was told that if you get more than 6 of them wrong, they will send you back home, and you got to wait 30 days to come back to take it again. I don't know if that's true or not. I feel like if they email me before coming to orientation and telling me that I am now officially leased on the Landstar, that should be it. Not blindside me at the orientation, tell me that extra information. And then, I don't know if it's true or false. Maybe she was joking. I don't even know. I don't even know my personal experience. So moving forward from that, once you get to the information part through the first day, if you're an owner operator, you know, you got to wait for your permits, your packet. They help you put your binder together. They got a lot of information on how about their procedures, their zero tolerance policies, how they operate, everything. I mean, Landstar is like a great company. I've been meaning to come here for years now. Now I'm finally in the door. I should have been in the door of my own truck, but it's okay because I can start from the bottom and I can rise back up again because that we can do. That's what we built to do. You know, we fall down, ain't nowhere else to look but up. So, you know, that's what I'm doing right now. Big plans in store. Like I said, just subscribe to the channel. Just hit that button and subscribe, man. I'll keep you informed. No problem. My problem is I'm doing this on an iPhone and I don't know how all the ins and outs to make it look nice and neat and clean. So if it sounds like I'm rambling, I understand. You can hit the M button. But I mean, I'm really cool dude. Like I said, if you check out my last channel, if you know me or recognize me from whatever YouTube, I mean, I'm eventually gonna start popping up to somebody gonna recognize me, I guess. I'm not famous, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. So after you finish the second day is pretty much the ELDs. And if you're dispatching yourself, they show you the load board, how to work through it, so on and so forth. Now, once you complete that and get out of class, then you got to physically call trailer management and put your name on the wait list for a trailer, whether you're doing flatbed, van, whatever, unless you bring your own trailer. And then that's it. And that's currently where I'm at right now. I'm waiting on the trailer. I'm on the waiting list. So I'm just chilling out. They'll keep you in the hotel paid for until your trailer becomes available. So you're good. You ain't got to pay out of pocket. So other than that, glad y'all watched the video. 17 minutes in. I got more content, more words, and more English to spit. So hopefully you got your handkerchiefs ready to wipe your faces because I'm coming at you directly. So King, holla at you. I'm out.